Are you guys currently struggling with bosses in Crimson Desert, or just feel impossible to beat some of these harder encounters that honestly feel like they're just straight up rigged against the player? Well, if that's the case, then this guide I'm about to show you is going to help you out more than you probably realize, because in today's video, I'm going to be showing you one of the most useful and honestly borderline broken items in the entire game, and I'm going to show you exactly where and how to get it. And the best part about all this is you can get it extremely early on, literally within minutes of starting a brand new playthrough. Now, the item we're going to be talking about is called the Palmar Pill. And once you unlock this recipe, you'll be able to craft these pills whenever you want. And what makes these so insanely powerful is essentially allows you to revive yourself after death, meaning whenever you're fighting bosses or dealing with harder encounters, you don't have to restart phases and you don't have to restart the entire fight. You can just keep pushing forward, learning the mechanics, and brute force your way through fights that would otherwise completely shut you down. So if you get stuck on a boss or you feel like the game is just punishing you way too hard in certain moments, this item alone can completely change your experience. But not only am I going to show you guys how to get the Palmar Pill recipe, I'm going to be showing you guys some extremely efficient farming spots for all the resources you need to craft these in large quantities. And the best part is these farming methods require little to no effort, meaning within just a few minutes you can have stacks of Palmar Pills ready to go at any time. So whether you're preparing for a tough boss fight or just safety net while you're exploring harder areas, this is something you're definitely going to want to have. Hopefully this guide helps you out, and if it does, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. I appreciate every single one of you guys. With that being said, let's get into it. So if you guys don't know, the Palmar Pill is an item in the game that when you die allows you to resurrect with about 30% HP, letting you continue boss fights or encounter you have to restart entirely. And what I mean by this is if you die during a boss fight, let's say the boss still has half health left, you can revive right there at this spot and keep fighting him like nothing ever happened. So yeah, this might sound like a luxury item early on, and it kind of is, but it's pretty rare at the start of the game. But once you unlock the crafting recipe, which you can do right off bat, you can start stacking these things in bulk and get into any fight, making difficult encounters way more manageable. Now, there are currently a couple different ways to unlock this recipe. One of those ways is by heading over to Porin, those little elf children that process through their research investment system. Eventually, you'll unlock the ability to craft the Palmar Pill through them. But honestly, guys, I don't recommend that way. It takes time, resources, and we don't need to spend that much time on it. So instead, I'm going to show you how to get it almost instantaneously. All you have to do is head over to the exact location I'm at right now, just below the D in Hernand, at a place called the Shadows Whispers Cave. Now, for those who are just starting the game, I'm going to walk you through step by step from a very recognizable landmark. So once you spawn in and you make your way forward, you're going to come across this large iconic bridge. This is one of the first major landmarks in Crimson Desert you see, so you really can't miss it. Go ahead and cross the bridge. As you cross, keep an eye out on the right hand side. You're going to notice a small birdhouse structure, and that's how you know you're in the right spot. From that birdhouse, you're going to head over to the crack in the ground/cave. You're going to drop down into here and follow exactly where I'm going on screen. You'll move through a small cavern, pushing deeper and deeper, and eventually you're going to enter a proper cave entrance. This is going to be the Shadows Whisper Cave. Inside the cave, you're going to encounter your first witch. And right there on the table on the right-hand side is going to be the Palmar Pill recipe. For me, it's not going to be there anymore because I did pick it up, but for you guys, it's going to be sitting right there for you to grab. And just like that, you got it. Super early, super easy, and no grinding required whatsoever. Now, once you pick up this recipe, you're going to look at it, and you're going to see the crafting Palmar Pills requires 15 herbs and water. So the first thing we're going to be focused on in this guide is getting massive amounts of water quickly, efficiently, especially early game. So with that being said, we're going to head into the main city of Hernand. There's a fast travel point right here, so go ahead and use that if you haven't unlocked it. Now, once you're in the city, there are a couple easy ways to get water. The first location is going to be the tavern. If you don't know what it looks like on map, it's marked like this double door icon. Head inside, talk to the NPC Dahlia, and she'll sell you water. You can grab 7 cups right off bat, which is a quick, easy start.
My thanks. Pull up a chair. If you fancy a tipple, my door's always open.
Oi, what the fuck are you doing?
Next, we're going to head across the street to the meat vendor. It's going to be a guy wearing a deer-skinned helmet. He also sells water. Just between those two vendors, we can already stack around 18 cups of water pretty easily without any effort. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, that's limited, right? Yes, but you can reset the vendors by passing time or traveling around. But I'm going to show you a much, much better method that gives you unlimited water for free. So from here, we're going to make our way over to the Hernand Castle. Starting from the tavern, just follow exactly where I go on screen. You're going to head up this natural slope, continue along this path.
Well met.
You're going to pass underneath this iron gate by these 2 guards. Eventually, you're going to come up here and see a gazebo on your left, and then a cathedral-like structure. You'll also notice some guards fighting, practicing. Now, in the back corner of those guards, there's a well, and this is where things get really good. To use the well, all you have to do is interact with it, turn the wheel to lower the bucket, and as soon as you hear the first sound, you can actually pull it back up. Then when you hear the second sound, release it, and just like that, you can grab it and get 5 cups of water. And here's the best part. You can repeat this indefinitely. Drop it down, pull it up, release, 5 more water, over and over and over again. So yeah, this is by far the best early game method for farming water. It's fast, it's free, and it's a solid amount of every single time. You cannot beat that. So now that we covered the water, we're going to be moving on to the next requirement, and that is herbs. Like I said before, to craft Palmar pills, you're going to need a combination of water and herbs. So let's go ahead and break down the best early gaming farming routes. The first spot we're going to be talking about is right around the Gray Man camp. All throughout the surrounding cliffs of the camp, you're going to find these bright pink flowers called phony flowers, or however you pronounce them. These are extremely easy because they're bright pink in color, and they spawn in clusters all around the camp. So what you want to do is run around laps around the Gray Man camp, checking along the cliffs, the edges, and nearby terrain, and just collect honestly as many pink flowers as humanly possible. This is one of the best early game herbs to farm, and personally I've done a few loops around here and got over 100 plus herbs in a short amount of time. So just keep circling around the area, grabbing everything you see. It adds up very quickly. Once you're done farming at the Gray Man camp, we're going to head back to the fast travel point. So from here, we're going to look towards the Hernan Castle, and we're going to head down towards the river. Just follow exactly where I go on screen. We're going to drop right across on the other side of the embankment, and we're going to start scanning the area. What we're looking for are patches of these tall green plants with these white tops. They're called false hellebore. They're easy to identify because of the white tips, and they tend to spawn in clusters, I'd say about 5 to 6 plants at a time. So just like before, we're going to run along the entire riverbank, collect as many as possible. While you're doing this, you're also still going to find those pink flowers along the way, so feel free to grab those too. Just keep moving down the embankment, clearing each cluster as you go. Now the third location, and honestly it's one of the best spots overall, in Hernan Highlands. This is a wide open field, and it's absolutely filled with herbs. You're going to have a ton of false hellebore here, along with plants like those pink flowers, blueberries, and various other herbs. At this point, I honestly just recommend grabbing everything you see, even if it's not directly needed for Palmar pills. It's all useful and it all adds up over time. Also, quick tip, if you increase your standing with those elf NPCs, the Porin, you can actually unlock a gathering hat that lets you collect more resources per pickup. It's a huge bonus if you plan on farming a lot. And honestly, it's better later game once you're grabbing those harder to get herbs. So just keep looping this area, clearing the plants, and eventually the herbs will stack up very quickly. Now, once you've run those routes a few times, you should have a solid stack of water and herbs ready to go. Now, the next step is to craft all of them. To craft Palmar pills, you're going to need access to a cauldron. Here are a few easy locations. The cave where we got the recipe, which is the Shadow's Whisper Cave, a house in Hernand with a cauldron, and a witch den near the Witch Woods. But any of those will work fine. Once you find a cauldron, just interact with it and start crafting. Now, when it comes to ingredients, you'll notice you can use a variety of herbs: false hellebore, phony flowers, rosemary, lavender, cotton, and much, much more. From my experience, honestly, the easiest and fastest to get is the phony and hellebore, but that's just me. After crafting, you should easily end up with a solid stack. As you can see here, I've crafted 20 polymer pills, and that's essentially 20 extra lives for boss fights or more difficult encounters. And like I said earlier, the more time you put into farming, the more forgiving the game becomes. If you're under gears, struggling, or just learning the mechanics, taking even 30 minutes to an hour to farm, these can completely change your experience. So yeah, that's going to be the full guide on how to get and farm Palmar pills early in Crimson Desert. If this helped you out, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. And let me know down in the comments, did this guide help you? Or did you find any better farming spots? I'm still learning the game just like you guys, so I'd love to hear what you discovered as well. And as always, guys, you guys take care, and God bless.